Welcome to the first Catching Up with McCreary of 2024. I'm Hat-Trick's Broadcaster Doug Lattuca with Head Coach Billy McCreary. First off, Coach, Happy New Year. Hope you and the family are doing well. How's 2024 treating you guys so far?
It's been great. A few wins here in the season and some family time, so no complaints here.
Second off, and maybe even more importantly, go Blue. Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines winning the national championship.
Yeah.
How's that been over the last couple of days?
It's been a long time coming. So, I remember when they won it in '97, and, so it was pretty surreal to have, Isla and William watching the game and supporting the Blue.
Always seems like you're for the Blue or you're against the Blue. Know that you're a big Michigan fan. The question now is Harbaugh staying or leaving? What do you think?
I think he's gone. He's gone. That's just my take, but we'll see. They're in good hands either way.
That's fair. And for you guys, wins in 4 straight games, 6 of the last 7. What do you think has contributed to that success?
I think we're just kind of sticking to our process, and we're starting to get some bounces. Our power play's really been clicking. PK's doing well. So just some areas of the game that we've been kind of working through, and, everything seems to be kind of firing on all cylinders right now. So we just got to keep that energy going.
And you mentioned the power play. You guys have power play goals in 5 straight and in 9 of your last 11 games. How much has that contributed to W's for you? Maybe earlier in the season where you weren't getting that special teams goal when you needed it most. How has that propelled you guys to get over the hump and get those victories?
It's huge. Like, you need your power play to get you on the board. To win games in this league, you can't always win 2-0, 1-0. So you got to be able to win 5-4, 6-5, 7-6, and you need your power play to go if you need numbers like that. So it's been good to see the success that they've had. I think there's still more on the table for them. There's more room to grow, and it's exciting to see where it's going to go.
Brandon Stoychevsky leads the team in power play goals with 3, but you look at the top line: Johnny Ruiz, Jacob Ratcliffe, Corey Cunningham. They all play significant power play minutes, but 5-on-5. They have been arguably 3 of the best players on the team, point producers. What has that line done for you guys game in and game out that has led to this surge and really has you guys climbing up the standings?
Yeah, I think it's a line that we can depend on in all 3 zones. When they are able to, find their stride offensively, it obviously gives us a little bit of an energy boost. And, whether it's Johnny or Cunny or Ratty scoring goals, it gets everybody up and, kind of helps propel us forward and give us the energy that we need and the confidence that we need. And so it's been great to have those guys, kind of playing at the top of their form.
And it seems like it's been Ruiz and Ratcliffe for most of the season. And then that left wing has had a bit of a revolving door, either due to injury, suspension, but Cunningham has sort of solidified himself up top and been a top scorer for you guys over the last couple of games. For Ruiz, it seems like every game, at least I'm talking about him on the broadcast, fans come to the game sometimes just to watch Johnny Ruiz. We were in Elmira. They remember him in Elmira asking me if I can get them some signed pucks, jerseys, or just a chance to meet Ruiz. I call him Mr. Danbury. He's the captain of this team. How much does he mean to the locker room, the organization, and the community itself?
He's everything. And, players like Johnny, or you hit the nail on the head. It's players like Johnny are what attract people to this game. It's, guys like him, players like him sell tickets. And he's absolutely invaluable in the room. He's invaluable for this league, our community. There's not enough things that I can say about Johnny Ruiz and what he brings to our family, this league and the game in general. It's you call him Mr. Danbury. I kind of joke with him every now and again and call him Captain America because, he just has those leadership qualities and, he doesn't mind putting the guys on his back and getting things done. So
they should recast that Marvel movie and put Johnny as the main character, Captain America. He would look pretty good in the red, white, and blue.
I could see that.
He looks good in orange and black. We'll keep him here for now, for sure. Binghamton coming up. Big 4-game stretch. This is the 10th meeting of 18 between the two sides. Your 3 wins against the Black Bears, all in extra time. How important is it to get 3 points rather than the 2-1 that has happened the last couple, even though you have beaten them in back-to-back games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to have the 3 points, but the focus is just on playing Danbury hockey for 60 minutes plus if we have to, and we just want to focus on making sure that these guys are learning how to play playoff hockey, and playoff hockey is tight checking. It's more often than not, it's overtime games.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I try not to think about the points, whether it's 3 or 2, whether you win in overtime, you win in a shootout, you win in regulation. It's all just a process and a learning process and getting to the playoffs. So I don't care if we beat them 10 times in overtime. I'd be fine with
Mm-hmm.
that, because when we get to playoffs, we're going to have to be ready for those situations. And if that's what it calls for, we're obviously prepared for that. So we just want to play our game, give them the best that we have, and come out with either 2 or 3 points.
You guys are in third place in the Empire right now, right on the tails of Motor City, and there's a bit of a way to go against Binghamton, but we've spoken about the upcoming matchups, a lot more to do against the Black Bears. We're a little more than a third of the way. We're probably around halfway through this season already. Is this when you start kind of glancing at the standings a little bit, playing the if we win here, maybe we can jump, do things like that, or are you just focused on every game and getting points whenever you can?
Yeah, I really am not a numbers guy. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a stats guy. I don't like to really look at the standings. It's really just kind of about our process and how we're going about that process. And I think for everybody, coaches included, players, if you start looking at the numbers, if you start looking at standings, you sometimes forget about the process and what you need to do to be your best. So we don't want to put any added pressure on ourselves. We love coming to work. We love the group that we have, and we believe that if we continue to get better here 1% every day, that by the end of the year we're going to be where we need to be. And it's not about who finishes first in the division. It's about who's raising the cup at the end of the year. And I think last year was pretty much. I mean, what an epic year when you finish first in the league, first in the division. You win everything, and it's you kind of just have that expectation rolling forward, and that's great. We've earned that. We can be proud of that, but we also have to be realistic, and you're not going to win every game. You're not going to finish first in the league every year, and certainly we want to, and that's our aspiration, but we can't be chasing points. We can't be looking at standings. We just got to worry about what we're doing, and things will happen the right way.
And you said it right off the bat, burn the ships, right? Move on from last year. How important was that adversity you guys faced early on in the season, where you were a couple games under 500, might not have gotten off to the hottest start that the fans were hoping for? How important was that little bump in the road to get you guys here right now and move you forward towards this playoff push?
I mean, it's everything for us. Again, obviously you want to win every game that you play, but with the new team, with all the call-ups, a new group coming together here, you want to face the adversity. You want to see who steps up. You want to see who quits. You want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that quit, they're obviously not going to be at the end of the line when it comes playoff time, right? And the guys that are willing to grind through that adversity, that handle it as pros, on and off the ice, like those are the guys that we want to go to war with, and those are the guys that we need come playoff time. So for our process, it was huge. We'd rather go through that adversity in October and November rather than March or April, right? So I think it was big for us, and it's just a matter of continuing to grow.
Big stretches coming up here in January, specifically February, March, a lot of home games, and 2 against Binghamton this weekend. Last time the Black Bears were in town, it was a standing room only crowd, great atmosphere, electric. How is that atmosphere felt on the bench during the game when everything's going on, goals are scored, hits are laid? How is that atmosphere portrayed when you're on the bench and you have everyone kind of around you guys cheering you on?
I mean, it's fantastic. I've said it 100 times. I mean, there's no better fans than the Danbury fans, and this place is absolutely electric. And I believe it's just an environment that's phenomenal and tremendous for the league as a whole. Like, I remember the year I won it back in 2011 or whatever it was. We won it in Danbury, and the place was just jammed. It was a hard environment to win a hockey game in, but as a pro, that's what you want. You don't want to walk into some rec rink and they've got 500 fans in the stands. It doesn't feel professional. There's no there's no energy there. And as a player, as a performer, like you want to perform in front of environments like we have here. And I think it's tremendous for the league. It's obviously tremendous for our guys, and our fans love it. The building loves it, and it's just something that we want to continue to build off that energy.
Before we get into fill in the blank, a couple notes for this weekend. Construction Worker Appreciation Night is Friday. On Saturday, it's Cheer and Dance Night and Civil Service Worker Appreciation Night. So if you fall within any of those groups, go to danburyhattricks.com and you can sign up. Complimentary beverage and ticket to the game. Great experience. And as we've mentioned, Binghamton and Danbury, always a great couple of games. Fill in the blank. Favorite part of the interview. The Hattricks pick up 6 points this weekend against the Black Bears, if they
play disciplined Danbury hockey.
And I don't want to elaborate too much because it's just supposed to be quick fill in the blank, but a couple bullet points of what Danbury hockey means, just so the fans are kind of involved on that.
We're a fast team. We're a physical team. We're a team. We like to be team tough. So, nobody comes into our building and pushes us around. And, it doesn't mean that, we're overly physical, but we play the game with a chip on our shoulder. We expect to be better than our opponent. And if that calls for physicality, it calls for physicality. If it calls for scoring goals, it calls for scoring goals. And, like we talk about in the locker room, we have to be able to win hockey games any which way. You look around the league, there's been like bench clearing brawls and line brawls and guys suspended all over the place. Like we haven't had any of those yet, but if you end up having to get there, like you got to be able to win a game like that. Again, you look around the league, other teams are winning games like that. Other teams are also losing games like that. So that's the fun part about this level, this league. It's anything can happen. We got to be ready to be successful within the jungle.
Thanks, Coach. Expect to see Danbury hockey this weekend, Friday and Saturday, when Binghamton comes to town.